Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott, and this video is for Jack at the Vinyl Martini. He's celebrating 2 years in the VC and 100 videos, and he is pushing to get to 600 subscribers. So, if you don't know Jack, please go subscribe to him. Jack is maybe the coolest guy I've ever seen. He's got tremendous hair. His voice is just incredible, and I really like his approach to collecting. He does a lot of crate digging. He just bought a collection for super cheap. He doesn't go out and spend tons and tons of money on one record. He picks his spots and has a great collection. So it shows you don't have to break the bank if you're looking for good stuff. And he likes gin martinis, which I am really in favor of. I don't like how martini has become vodka. I don't understand that. Martini's gin. If you want vodka, it's a vodka martini. But he made one on camera. He's got a freaking spray bottle for the vermouth. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And drinks Bombay, which I do as well. I'm not as much a martini guy, so I made a Bombay and club soda, not tonic, club soda. So cheers to you, Jack. So, for the contest, Jack will be giving $100 Canadian to the charity of your choice, which I also think is really cool. We don't need gift cards or more records, most of us. So that's a neat little prize. So what he wants is shout out 2 channels who you think deserve more attention, and then show the discography of one of your favorite bands and just kind of talk about it. So I'll do the shout outs first. This is hard. There's so many people to shout out, but I chose Dylan. His new channel is Dylan HM2 Powell. I'll, of course, leave a link. He was formerly Death Metal D and decided to stop doing YouTube and deleted his channel. It seems like he met up with some of the VC guys overseas at a concert that a lot of them attended, and it kind of inspired him to get back into it. So he's starting back from scratch. So I'd really like to see him rebuild his subscriber base. He loves HM2 death metal, and if you like it too, you'll like his channel. He comes up with a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool recommendations. So check out Dylan. And then second, a channel called And Reviews, and the guy's name is Andrew. Young guy, really passionate about music, and I discovered his channel when he did a ranking of the Dream Theater albums. Dream Theater is his favorite band, and it was really interesting to hear from a younger person what they considered the best albums and whatnot, and it kind of inspired me to make my own ranking, being a fan much longer probably than he's been alive. So doesn't have many subscribers. I think maybe part of the reason is, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he's underage, as in under 18. So comments kind of get turned off here and there, and I think that kind of really hurts the growth of his channel. He started a new channel called And Reacts. Reaction videos, but not like the cringy, like, oh, first time I heard Slayer. He listens to sometimes a full album, sometimes just a side, and kind of reacts to the songs as he hears them. He fast forwards through, so you're not sitting there watching him listen to the song. But really neat idea, and I think he deserves some more attention. So yeah, I'll link both of his channels. Technically, it's 2 channels, but it's one guy, so I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit for that one. So those are my shout outs. I was struggling with the discographies because I tend to be into bands that have a huge discography, and I didn't want to make everybody sit through that. And Jack, especially, like a lot of those bands, I'm sure he would not be that excited about. And I was like, wow, Jack is such a classy dude. I don't want to show him any disgusting filth. So I landed on something I think that might be something that he could enjoy. So the band I chose is Rollinghead. It's their debut, called Daddy Horse. Came out in 1992. Self-released. A little bit about kind of the scene. Believe it or not, in the early 90s, kind of into the mid 90s, Kalamazoo, Michigan, my hometown and where I still live, kind of had a really happening scene going on. There were just tons of local bands that were quite popular, and there were some magazine articles calling Kalamazoo the mini Seattle. And end of the story is not really many people made it out. A band called Twitch I think they had a little bit of success. The Verve Pipe you may have heard of. They're not from Kalamazoo, but they're from the area and played here quite a bit. So they're probably the biggest success. Thought Industry is from Kalamazoo, and they were on Metal Blade Records for quite a few years and put out quite a few albums. But my favorite of the local bands was Rollinghead. They're basically a rock band. They are kind of their time. They're a little alty in that 90s style. I would not call them grunge so much. Grunge in the way that maybe Pearl Jam was a little bit grunge, but that's as far as that goes. But just a great band and great songs. And like I said, this is their debut that was basically self-released. It says it's on Piranha Alley Records. Piranha Alley was a skateboard shop in town, and that's the only thing that's on Piranha Alley Records. So I don't know. I assume that maybe some of them worked there. I don't know. Here's the guys. You might ask, how could it get more 90s? And my answer would be, it could not. It's very 90s. So this has probably like their fan favorite songs on it. I mean, the songs that are the oldest that people had the most connection to. Terrifying, the opener, is a great song. Favorite Killer kind of was like their show closer a lot of times. Movies, an incredible song. This is a bit front loaded, I will say. It kind of towards the end isn't as strong as the beginning. But this album is available on Spotify, and I think it's on YouTube as well. So this is one that you can hear, I believe, because they own it, and it's not tied up with whatever happened later. So next, the second album, second and final studio album, Long Black Feeling, which came out in 1994 on Grass Records, which was part of Dutch East India. And this has been bought. It was bought by BMG at some point, that company, and then it might be a case of who frickin' knows who owns it anymore. Another strong one. Still Joking is a great one. Electrocution, I Still Blame You. The kind of similar to the first one. It is pretty front loaded, but there's not really any bad songs on here. So if you're looking for like just a good alt rock album, either one of these I would highly recommend. I'm trying to describe it not so generically. There's tinges of like almost jammy parts. There's a little bit of southern tinge to it, to my ears at times. Yeah, really unique. These are dirt cheap last I looked, so cutout bin material for sure. They did have a 7-inch that came out around the time of the first album that I do not have, but only because of laziness. I mean, it's also cheap, so I'll probably get that at some point. But both of the 7-inch songs were on the second album. And then the final release, Rollinghead Volume 3 Live. Couple songs on here that were not on either of the studio albums. I assume they would have been on the follow-up if there was one. This was recorded at Club Soda in Kalamazoo, Michigan, which was open from 1983 to 2007. That was like the big club in town where all the bigger local bands played, and then some smaller national acts would come into. I believe Black Flag played there, like in the mid 80s. I saw King's X there. Prong I saw there, like that tier of band. Which we all bitched about that club when it was open, like, oh, the bathrooms suck and it's too narrow, but now it's gone, and now I wish it was back. And what were we bitching about? We had a cool club in town, and now we don't. So that's that. What else? I think that's all about Rollinghead. Oh, they so I think 95 they kind of broke up. They did do they'd come back and do a couple reunion shows here and there. Then in 2009, which is what this shirt is from, they did a reunion show at Bell's Brewery, which some of you may know. It's also in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Bell's has a bar with a beer garden outside, and now they have a theater inside too for shows. They did a couple of those, and then they did a short Midwest tour, I think 2012, with Jesus and Mary Chain opening for Jesus and Mary Chain, and kind of that's kind of been it. I think it's probably done, being that was over 10 years ago. So, but yeah, Rollinghead, one of my favorites, and I would highly recommend them to any just basic rock fan. So, hope that was okay for you, Jack, and congratulations again. And I maybe I need to start drinking martinis. I think I really want that spray bottle of vermouth. That was pretty hot. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and subscribe to all the channels I mentioned. And as always, CM Punk is a piss baby. Later.